We gonna jump straight into it, but before we do, we got some breaking news, man. John Wall to the Clippers. What is that? What does that mean for the LA
Yeah, I don't
Fakers?
know. I'm not a believer of John Wall yet. I'm sorry. I just haven't seen nothing in 5 years except some IG videos and some workouts.
I think it's gonna be solid. I mean, even though he ain't, hooped in a few years, I definitely feel like that could benefit him at the same time because prior to that, he had a couple of injuries, so it's like bro ain't had nothing but time to get fresh, get the body right.
That's not an automatic positive, bro. You really have no idea. Like, he's a question mark, so it could work out really well, or I mean, it could be detrimental, and you feel me? He could just be washed. And I hope that's not the case, but you really don't know.
Is it gonna be?
Yeah.
Is he gonna be better than Russell Westbrook situation? Like, is it gonna be the same? Because he can shoot a little better. Kind of.
Don't get much worse than that. I mean, if it's worse than that, then it's just like, all right, you might have to retire. Like,
welcome to the episode of In the Paint. I'm your host, Marcellus Howard. Today we got Prime Boogie versus Prime AD. We got our contestants lined up in the chat right now. We're gonna get straight into it. Are y'all dead? I want to hear the other people right now. Do you have Prime Boogie Cousins or Prime AD? Let's get to the meat and potatoes.
Ooh.
I'm neutral.
This is tough.
Nah, f that. Who said he's neutral? Who
This
said that?
This is not even a.
Wait, who
I
said
got a
neutral?
good
Who said it?
question, man.
I did. Zay.
Zay, I almost kicked you out this chat. This ain't the place to be neutral.
Neutral.
I say
It's
I got
low-key
Prime AD
disrespectful.
clears him.
I say Prime AD too.
Clears.
I'm taking Boogie.
Hey, everybody, let Dad flow. He's talking.
Everybody be quiet. I'm gonna address two things that we was talking about in the chat. Okay, the first thing was who had the better career. Okay, so I'm gonna go over some stuff. I put together some stuff for this. All right. So
he's serious.
we got Boogie. We got Boogie Cousins. Okay, Boogie played 11 seasons.
Yes.
He played for 7 teams that he got traded to. 7 teams in 11 years, which is crazy. He got traded twice. He got waived, and he got waived once.
Yeah,
He
no,
has
that is
19
crazy.
points, 3 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. Okay? His accolades are 2 All-NBA selections. That 2, one was a rookie All-Team. Appeared in the All-Star game 4 times. He's never made an All-Defensive team at any level, first team, second team, or third team. Never. Not once.
Okay.
Let me go to AD. AD only played for 2 teams. AD is still, when healthy, at the peak of his career. In his career, he averaged 24, 10, 2, 1, and 2 blocks. Okay, so better stats, Boogie Cousins overall. Okay, he was the first pick in the draft. He's an 8-time All-Star, NBA MVP for All-Star game, all NBA first-team selections, finished top 2 Defensive Player of the Year twice, 4 NBA All-Defensive teams, first team, and he was named for the 75 anniversary team, top 75 all-time to ever touch a basketball. Okay?
This is true.
So, the first thing, better career. I think Anthony Davis will be remembered as a better career player. Okay? Now, let me address the primes. Okay?
Please address the prime. That's a conversation.
Boogie's best seasons were on the Kings when he played for 6 years. Okay, he tore his Achilles when he got traded that year to the Pelicans in 2017. He never even finished in a top MVP ever. Like, he never even got notice of being an MVP. He wasn't even in the top 10 ever in his career. And in his best season in his prime, the Kings traded him. Why? Because they said he had bad character and he didn't have the leadership to build a culture in Sacramento.
I was gonna say that the Kings as a franchise also kind of sold by getting rid of what's his face, Mike Malone, and then put in George Carr or something like that.
Thank you. Situation matters. Thank you.
Anthony Davis never really had a great team either. If you think about it, he had Drew Holiday and he had DeMarcus Cousins when DeMarcus Cousins was good, but then DeMarcus Cousins got hurt. But his roster on the Pelicans wasn't amazing. That's why he left to go to the Lakers because he couldn't get over the top with the Pelicans. And so if you want to go straight rosters. If you want to go rosters, I mean, DeMarcus Cousins had Seth Curry. I mean, Ben McLemore's trash. Yeah, Rudy Gay.
Seth Curry wasn't. Nope. Come on.
What?
And Rudy Gay.
McLemore was trash.
So in their prime,
Chat. Talk to me. How we feeling?
He was never considered a top 5 player in the world. You hear commonly when Anthony Davis, when he in his prime, he's still currently in his prime to me when he's healthy. He's considered a top 5 player to be in the world, even in his position. DeMarcus Cousins will never even be a top 10 player ever in his position all time. I think Anthony Davis in his position as a power forward, he's the top 10 player to ever touch a basketball in his
He's
position in
speaking
his
facts,
prime.
y'all. I ain't gonna
And
lie.
Anthony Davis has played less games than DeMarcus Cousins have.
Kenny is ass. Don't do that.
I can let Blake take the floor because I took a little time, but I can
Okay,
bounce
okay.
back once he
That's a
talks.
great point.
First off, I do not know how you're a teacher because you missed the whole objective. You know, you were given an assignment. You said, I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna do my math homework, but it's all good. First, I definitely want to address like situations.
Imari 21. That's fact.
Sacramento, unfortunately, we've always been seen as the lesser franchise. We don't get as much, we're not put on ESPN like that. AD was seen in the national spotlight. All to hear is
That's false. That's
wait.
false.
Let me finish. Let me finish.
That's a false statement, though.
All people got to see and hear is DC got a temper. But first off, DC played with 6 coaches in 7 seasons, and again, we're talking prime. So in his prime,
This is true.
2012, 2013 season to 2017 season, before he got hurt, AD only averaged more points than him twice. Overall player, DeMarcus Cousins averaged more rebounds, more assists. He can also shoot the 3. Your boy AD, where's his 3-point shot?
Ooh, yeah. Oh man.
He's 20.
Wait.
He's 20 pounds heavier than your boy AD is, and is moving how he's moving. So I mean, I definitely feel like if we're comparing prime, AD was never considered during that DeMarcus Cousins prime before he got hurt. AD wasn't considered the best big in the game. You had Boogie going against, at that time, Marc Gasol. And even now, AD's not even considered. He's not. I wouldn't, healthy or not. I personally don't think he's a top 5 big. That's just me.
What?
Disrespectful.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have to say, Blake, come on now.
Like I said, he could be 6. He can be.
He's
6.
not a top 5 big.
He can be 6. He can be 6.
Chat, who's winning? Blake or Dev? Let me know. Blake or Dev? Who's winning the debate right now?
Blake.
Go ahead.
Blake, but when you say, I understand when you said that Boogie Cousins averaged more rebounds and I think he averaged more assists. You're correct on that. But Anthony Davis has him on points, has him on blocks by by dang near, but like 600 blocks, 700 blocks, something crazy. Anthony Davis has wait, Blake.
We're talking.
I'm talking prime. I think AD is still in his prime when healthy. That's my point that I'm making. I'm going to advocate for you, Blake. Boogie has shown greatness for, I think it was 5 seasons straight. He averaged great numbers, like 25 and like 11. That's amazing. What I'm saying with AD has never averaged never averaged under 20 and 10 past his rookie year. And so when I say that he's still in his prime, he's still producing great numbers, great statistics when he is healthy. And so when he comes back on the Lakers, I don't want to guarantee because he gets injured a lot, but I believe based on his past that he will put up 25 and 10 plus when he is healthy when the Lakers. And so that's what I mean when he's still in his prime. He can still put up very valuable numbers on a team.
So overall, DeMarcus Cousins is a better passer than your boy, a better rebounder than your boy, a better scorer on the inside than your boy, a better 3-point shooter.
No, he's not. He's never. His career stats are lower.
Again, I'm not. We're going straight to.
He's going off the eye test, Dev. Off the eye test.
Straight to their prime. If again, we're talking about, if you just said who's a better ball handler, I mean, that can be debatable. Who's a better passer? DeMarcus Cousins, 100%. Who's a better scorer on the inside? DeMarcus Cousins. Who's a better scorer on the perimeter? DeMarcus Cousins. Who can shoot the
in their prime,
overall,
Anthony Davis averaged more points, averaged more rebounds, averaged more blocks, and averaged more assists. What are you talking about? In both their primes, in their best seasons.
All right. If you do it statistically, right, if you use the stats, AD's going to win. You got to use a different argument. There's no other player, maybe LeBron 07 to 2018
Wesley,
LeBron.
I'm on it, Wesley.
That could have won in that situation in Sacramento during those times. You can't name me. So you probably remember this. Remember when Seth Curry had that really good game and George Karl, after the game, was like, you know what? He's going to be around for a couple years. What coach says that to a player? You have a coach that shouldn't be coaching the team. You have an ownership that shouldn't own the team, making dumb trades, ruining the entire organization. You have a guy like Isaiah Thomas averaging 20 points a game. Instead of paying him that it would have been a decent deal. You're like, nah, let's let him walk and draft Jimmer Fredette of the world and shit like that. You went like Jimmer and Nick Stauskas back to back, and then you went with the George Papa, whatever his name is.
Come on, bro, Papagiannis.
Yeah, see, I didn't. His name is.
Wait,
Hey,
We played him in San Diego. I remember that.
I'm saying DeMarcus Cousins was in the worst situation a star player has been in probably the past 20 years. You put him in a different situation. You put him in AD's situation. I bet you he gets those accolades that AD got. When you say AD
Bro,
didn't have teammates,
like the Pelicans were great.
all right, so you're acting like you had a young Drew Holiday, you had Eric Gordon, you had a young Tyreek Evans, you had Ryan Anderson, who was a really good player at the time.
This is facts.
He had a squad. What are you talking about?
there's some truth in prime and longevity. I think that's a good argument. But also, I think that if you look at each player when they're playing the best of their best, I mean, like Blake said, DeMarcus Cousins was the best big in the league. Like it was nationwide. No, so I don't know. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. Like it wasn't easy for me to say Boogie, but I mean, at the end of the day, like I think AD. I don't know, man. Boogie is just more of a force, bro. Like it's just hard
Jay Brooks. To your point guard, did DeMarcus Cousins make his team better? You guys watch Kings games. Did DeMarcus Cousins make his teammates better?
No,
what
but
teammates
I wouldn't
did he have
necessarily.
though?
Hold on, CJ.
I wouldn't necessarily say he made his teammates better, but I believe that in terms of skill, who was better at their peak, I think you have to give it to DeMarcus Cousins. Now, I think there's a good argument.
That's
crazy.
Whoa.
Skill?
Slow down.
Yes, skill, 100%.
Yeah. Well, at their peak, bro,
crazy.
not in longevity, but at their peak, bro, I mean, this dude, DeMarcus, was dropping off 55 and 20 3 times in a row at one point during the season when he was like, this is getting ridiculous.
This is true.
Like, this dude was going absolutely crazy. And so one other thing to say, too, before I'm done and I'll stop talking. Imagine if they did switch. Like, if you put AD on the Kings with all that bullshit that we have going on, Sacramento native, or the other way around, where DeMarcus Cousins is in NOLA with actually some stability and some solid ass role players that he could work off of. Like, who's to say that DeMarcus Cousins isn't a better teammate if he didn't have a better situation? You know, like who really knows? Because I haven't seen something where DeMarcus has had longevity in his prime without injuries. Because with Mike Malone, I mean, obviously he had his moments, but he did pretty well. Oh no, then we just get rid of him. Like it's just hard to see longevity with DeMarcus. But I still would rub with him.
Hold on, wait. Can I say something? Zay actually made some great points just now. If you put AD in a messy situation, the Pelicans organization was never really messy like Sacramento Kings has over time. So I feel like that also plays part into that.
Yo, when Anthony Davis was all NBA first team, I'm seeing Boogie put up 39 and 20. Like,
gosh, damn.
Damn.
You said what? Forgetting how dominant DeMarcus was at one point, bro. Like this dude was Joel Embiid-esque, bro. Like
so. Okay, wait. So Dev. So I think what Zay is saying is, okay. Let me ask you this. So pure dominance, right? Has AD ever been so dominant to where he's been like, oh my gosh, he is the best big in the league? I think that's the kind of question everybody's trying to get at here. Boogie's dominant is better than AD's dominant. If I'm hearing that correctly.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, that's the whole argument. That's the whole debate.
No, the whole debate is not that, CJ. You said who's the better player in their prime? Who's the better player in their prime? And so, Sel, let me answer your question. Let me answer your question.
Okay.
If Boogie was so dominant in his prime, why does no one consider him the best big, the top 10 big of all time? Why does no one? Why does if he's so dominant in that? If he's so dominant in that, that's why I say Anthony Davis. That's why I said Anthony Davis did have dominant seasons. Because when he was balling out with the Pelicans, it was known that he was a player of all time in his position. He was top 5 player in the world at one time. That was argued multiple times. And so, yes, he was dominant when he was on the Pelicans.
Think about those wings they kept drafting Ben McLemore, Nick Stauskas, Jimmer Fredette. Like, what are they doing?
No, I know.
Hey, bro.
Hold that thought real quick. I actually want to hear what Big Tonka got to say.
My argument is that I feel like that Boogie is better defensively. Like, don't get me wrong.
Hey, wait a fucking minute. I'm sorry. Wait, let him talk. My bad. That's my bad. Wait. That's my bad. Go ahead. Talk. Hold on, Dev. Let him talk. My bad.
The reason I think Boogie is better defensively is because, like somebody said earlier, Boogie was more into contact, but AD was more. AD was more.
No. Wait. Let's go ahead. TR.
But Boogie was more into like contact, and like somebody said earlier, that AD was more of a guard, and he had like grew so much, so he wasn't used to all the physicality in the center position. But I still think AD is better overall because he was just more of like an aggressive offensive player, if that makes sense. Like he was just more impactful to the team. And I know Sacramento was ass. I know Sacramento was.
Wait, Tonka, can I say something though? Too?
Go ahead. Hey, Tonka, I ain't gonna lie. You better get flamed right now. Go ahead.
Hold on, bro. You just flamed our whole argument, bro. With AD. Yeah.
Wait. Let me say something.
I gotta hop off now, bro. You got Boogie now, bro.
I didn't hear his question.
Name 5 players through those years that could take the Kings to the playoffs. Nobody could do it in that boo-boo ass.
Maybe LeBron, and that's it. LeBron, maybe, and that's it.
Maybe only. That's it.
One person. So what are we talking about here? Like, come on, bro. Nobody's getting to the playoffs with that boo-boo ass.
I think AD in his prime would have got the Kings to at least a playoff game. Yes.
No.
Come on,
bro. We had no guard play.
Nah. Come on, bro. They wouldn't even make a play-in, bro. On me. They wouldn't even make a play-in, and that's 2 extra slots.
We didn't have no guard play, bro.
Yeah, you don't like all the what ifs, but it's just facts. Like the situation speak for itself. Boogie was getting double, triple team. Your boy was in NOLA.
Bro, so was AD. My closing argument is it's gonna be really short, like 20 seconds. A better overall in their prime, offensively, defensively, and leader. I would take Anthony Davis. I'm just not looking at offensive game. I'm gonna look at everything across the board. So still, like you said about leading your team, being the vocal leader, also even being a defensive leader on your team, having defensive stats and playing an offensive role. Just in his prime, Anthony Davis had better offensive stats, better defensive stats, and was a better leader. And so that's my closing argument. But it's all an opinion at the end of the day.
It is all an opinion, 100%. I agree.
It's all an opinion. So
I don't think the leader stuff necessarily matter because I mean Luke could lead the lead.
It does matter, bro. That's what's wrong with Kevin Durant right now. So leadership does matter, bro. When you say leadership doesn't matter, that's a terrible argument, bro.
That's a whole new argument.
Leadership matters, bro, with players. That's why the Kings gonna make it to the playoffs. You guys have no leadership.
Try to hold Boogie like he's the only player on the team. Players got to care too. He's a whole player.
The best player has to be the leader. What are you talking about, Blake?
Turn up, Deb. Turn up, Deb.
Deb, preaching right now.
Turn up, Deb. Turn up, Deb. And look, with all due respect, any superstar right now comes to the Kings, they're just setting themselves up for failure. Like Boogie did everything he could have, with bad attitude or not. He was putting up the numbers in his prime before he got injured. He's averaging 28, 10 plus. But coming to the Kings, wasn't nothing for him. His running mate was like Marcus Thornton. Like, nigga, that's not gonna get to the
Jason Thompson.
It's not gonna get to the playoffs. So I feel like that's where the argument dies, because it's like if let's say the Pelicans were a great organization and Boogie was in a great organization, we talk about different things, but their stats, like the stats are similar, close enough. They're both averaging damn near 30, 10, 12 plus, like.
Yes.
Right. I think AD is definitely a better all-around player, because if Boogie gets switched on a point guard, he's getting fried. If AD gets switched on a point guard, it's cool.
Go ahead, Blake.
Yes, sir.
For you, Kyle.
Yeah.
So where did that defense go when they went head to head?
Oh, that's actually a great question, though. Whoa.
Head to head, but when they went head to head, they weren't guarding each other, right? Or I'm tripping.
They weren't. I'm about to say they weren't guarding each other.
Yes, they had.
Bro, we're not playing 2K just because he's a 4 and 5. Oh, we're gonna put power forward on power forward, center on center.
Exactly.
Like, come on, y'all. Like, come on.
So I'm gonna give my finishing remarks, and then I'm gonna pick based off of the. No, I'm not going to be biased. I'm going to pick off the information that was provided today. That's what I do. So I'm not going to come into a situation saying I have one player over the other. I'm going to take what I heard into context, and that will be my decision. And that's why I feel like what side won. So we're going to start with DeMarcus Cousins, that argument.
Don't be biased.
Oh, I'm not being biased at all. I keep it 1,000. Niggas know me.
No, I'm just fucking.
So look, if we're talking about prime AD versus prime Boogie, right? So we're gonna talk about the prime Boogie argument. From what I heard today was he was more dominant. In his prime, Boogie was the best big in the league, which is kind of debatable, but then it's kind of not, because it's kind of a fact. In Boogie's prime, mind you, I'm just restating what I heard today. In Boogie's prime, he was more skilled than AD. In Boogie's prime,
Ow.
I believe his team had a better winning record, which ain't saying much because we are ass. Now, if we're talking about Boogie, right? So I mean, we talk about Boogie. So now AD, we got somebody who's versatile both ends of the floor, who's not as dominant as Boogie, but has established his dominance in the league by, like what Dev said, he's never averaged less than 20 outside of his rookie year. He won a gold medal before he stepped foot on an NBA court. His impact has also been kind of dominant because he helped LeBron win a ring in LA, which they haven't done since Kobe Bryant in 2010, I think.
2010,
right? So 2010, right? So bubble or not? Hold on. First of all,
let my man talk.
Let me talk. So that kind of does help AD's dominance argument. Now, this is where it gets kind of murky. It's kind of hard to compare anybody's prime when they're at two different times. Granted, LeBron Jordan, Kobe Jordan, Kobe Bron. But what we do know is we grew up in times where we were able to watch these games. We were able to watch each player grow up into the player they are today. Both have had their injuries. We can play the what if game. We could do all of that. But I'm going off of what actually happened in the amount of time it happened in. Boogie Cousins' prime and AD's prime. If we're thinking about this right now, AD is technically supposed to be in his, by age, he's supposed to be in his athletic prime. He's in a time right now where he's not even considered top 5 as a big in the league right now. When healthy, he's considered that. But he hasn't been healthy, so we're going to call it for what it is. Call a spade a spade. Jokic is better than him. Embiid's better than him. Giannis is better than him. Some people would say in systems, Gobert fits a system better than AD right now because AD shot 19% from 3. They don't need him to shoot a fucking 3 right now. Get your ass in that paint and start dunking on, damn it. You're 7 feet. Play like it. Boogie Cousins played for one of the most assest franchise in NBA history. Actually, it is the assest franchise in NBA history. Okay.
More than the Knicks?
But the Knicks made the playoffs in the past 16 years. So hold that. Okay. And also, so that plays a factor. But my final answer and who I would take, prime AD or prime Boogie. Based off of the knowledge and information today, I have to go with prime Boogie.
He is a Kings fan.
No. Time out. Hold on. Wait. But let me say this. The only reason why I'm taking that is because Dev made a lot of good points, but he kept bringing up overall career stats. The reason why I say Boogie over AD is because I need to see one more year of prime AD this year. If it's not prime AD this year, I'm rocking with Boog. If I see prime AD this year, I will go AD. I will switch up and go AD.
Nah, that was great debate, fellas. I ain't never done nothing like this, so that was love.
Nah, facts. It's all love.
Mad love. This was mad love, everybody.
That was love.
Everybody out there watching on YouTube and Twitch stream right now, because it's probably on YouTube a little later. Appreciate y'all for watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to all that good stuff, man. And this has been the In the Paint debate.